So, moving right along to the next project. On each side of the bench seat are these two supports. They really only have 2 bolts, spans the entire bench. Well, this side wasn't too bad. Get it light here, but you can see it's starting to fatigue, and they do that. This is a known Scout problem. This isn't just because I'm an extremely big dude. But the driver's side is worse, and that's probably because that's where I sit. So what we're doing is I've got it pounded out flat. This entire back end was curled completely inside. I've got these as flat as they can get together, grind them off. We're going to weld those together, and then I'm going to try and straighten these out. But I want to get this seam in and start letting it cool. You don't want to weld too much because it'll warp, although that's not really an issue with making these. Alright, now I got my seat out, and there's no tears in the whole thing. It's a little dirty, so I don't have my steam cleaner anymore, so I'm going to try a couple other products to clean it, or maybe put a cover on it. But you can see it's completely flawless, other than being a little dirty. Now I have thought about putting bucket seats in, and if this was going to be more of an off-roader, I would. The fact that I have a big dog that likes to go with me on my adventures, I like having the bench seat. It's just easier for him to sit. Doing some tests on some rust neutralizer for some of the things that I'm not removing. The wedge under here for the floor support is still good. The inner rocker needs a little work, and then we're going to be doing some more on here, but I'll probably add it to the video for the reciprocating saw. But having to take off this old previous owner's horrible job of doing the truck lining, the bed lining stuff everywhere, this Milwaukee scraper tip on my reciprocating saw absolutely rules. You got to be careful on some of the joints, and you can't have a real steep angle. You got to kind of keep it down, but this is going to be heaven when I actually make it to the bed and start doing it. But we're going to get the cab done so I can get the cap on for winter, and then we'll keep rolling. Alright, not the best welding. Had a little thin spot burned through right there, but not bad. Again, this is a gasless, just baby little 80 amp wire feed from Craftsman, and that's all I've got to use for all my projects here. Don't have the funds to go get a nice gas MIG or anything like that, so you're going to see a little bit of crappy welds, but hey, built my bumper with it. That survived a tree, in fact, so it may be ugly. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Alright, starting to lose my daylight, so I'm going to call it quits for today. This one seems completely sealed up. Took the flap disc to it, cleaned up a little bit, checked for see-through spots. This one's a little bit uglier, but it's because it's a little harder to get the metal to lay down flat. I could add a few more beads of weld in there to add the metal and smooth it off if I was really looking for a show truck.